The Rap Roundtable.
Please forgive our lateness, but the Rap Roundtable is here. Another epic Monday on deck. It's your boy Jarv alongside Sincere Rap Snob. Macito will be with us shortly. No Dini tonight. He's celebrating his birthday. His birthday was, in fact, yesterday. So everybody who's in the chat right now, send Dini some birthday wishes. Happy birthday, Dini. We know you outside
Pour one up for him right now.
Facts.
You know how I do.
I saw the. Oh, you back? Because we was dry at the last in studio.
Yeah, no, I'm back.
Okay. You know what I mean?
Back to my regular shenanigans.
That part right there. You know what I mean? We saw Dini's IG story. My man had the white Henny, the champagne. You know what I mean?
All that on deck.
He was doing his thing, you know. So we know he's
side missions galore.
That part. The king of the side quest, Dini the Balance. You know what I mean? Hit the like button, hit the subscribe option, hit the notification bell. We're on the road to 30K subscribers. We can only do that with y'all hitting the like, subscribe, and notifications. And of course, hit the share button, bro. Lock in. You know what I mean? Lock in with the guys. Do the thing that's necessary for us to get where we need to go. We doing this with real humans. We're not buying. We're never going to buy subscriptions. We're never going to buy views. We're doing this the old-fashioned way with hard work, with real humans. Shout out to everybody. Jermaine L. Johnson, Elisha Semi Lane, Mick G, George Jones, Jeremy Cole, Dante 86, Mr. Ade, Jadorian, EJ, Fly Shit Only, Mike Likes Hip Hop, Morel Poetics, who are AC's in the building, Repo Birdies, 88 Spence, Clutch Trader. Shout out everybody, real shit. You know what I mean?
Don't gatekeep. No gatekeeping. You know what I mean? Tell a friend to tell a mama.
That is a fact.
Let everyone know.
Sincere the Rap Snob, you know, right now, arguably, because some people are, you know, I'm becoming very much in the minority with this Freddie Gibbs album. But if it's not the Gibbs project, it's Clipse is leading the race, leading the pack for a lot of album of the year discussions.
I would say so.
You know, hands down, that's the only album I bestowed classic on this year. So that being said, you've talked a lot about in the past artists having rollouts and stopping the rollout once the album releases.
Right.
I don't know if this is considered part of the rollout, but it's definitely for promotional purposes as well as being a very, very phenomenal look for hip-hop. So Sincere the Rap Snob, talk to us. Hip-hop at the Vatican.
Hip-hop at the Vatican.
Clipse, of all people. Rapping at the Vatican?
Look, man. I'll start with this. We need to give flowers to the artists that make the right moves.
Right.
You know what I mean? That move the needle in the right direction. Pause if applicable. Because the Clipse have been doing this entire time. Since the album was officially announced to drop, and then the masterful rollout that they gave us, followed by the masterful album itself, and now beyond. Oh, and let me not forget the video to So Be It, also quite a masterful piece of work. And now to see them, of all places, at the Vatican, not an arena, not a stadium, not a festival, you know what I mean? The Vatican City, you know what I mean? A place that is considered by many to be one of the most holy, if not the most holy place on earth. And to have a group like the Clipse, not Drake, not even Kendrick, you know, not J. Cole, not Nicki Minaj, not Future, not nobody else, the Clipse, to have their comeback album be this phenomenal, and then to make a move like this, where they perform in this this holiest of places. Now, I've mentioned in the past, like, you know, I have my own thoughts on organized religion and stuff like that. So, like, to me, it's just another place. But for thousands and thousands, if not millions of people around the world, like, this place is such a venerated place. It's like, to make this move to perform there and have this be like a solo show. It's not a tour. You know what I mean? It's not, I'm hitting every city. It's literally one move, but it's the perfect move. And to bring it full circle, Clipse have been making nothing but perfect moves this entire time since they announced the album. Everything has been top notch, A1, just chef's kiss, masterful. This is nothing different. And to perform that particular song, to the song that they wrote, to honor their parents, their parents who both passed away, at that particular place, suited up, tuxed up with the orchestra and everything. You know what I mean? You got white people playing the violin to the Clipse. What? In Vatican City? What? That shit is insane to me, man. The Clipse own 2025 absolutely 100% up and down and all around, man. Shouts to the Clipse. All the flowers to them, man. They're really doing it out here in a way that no other artist is doing it right now.
My guy Macito in the building. At first when it was dropped in the group chat, I didn't even know what was going on until I realized what was going on. Mm-hmm. What were your takeaways? What's your thoughts on this whole idea of the Clipse performing at the Vatican and just hip hop Vatican? Like, what's going on here?
Well, it's certainly this might sound like a pun. It's certainly a big deal. You know what I'm saying? We can't act like this isn't. I don't know if I want to say impactful, but very significant. You know what I mean? Like Sin, it's like I have to judge it in two different categories because me personally, it don't really matter to me. I don't really care about the Vatican. You know what I'm saying? But if we talking about in the big picture,
right?
Well, come on now. You know what I mean? Anytime you do something that nobody else has ever done, you know what I'm saying? You got to give people credit because we've been living a long fucking time. So for me, listen, just like Sin said, for me personally, I'm like, I always kind of, and that might be my self-conscious thing about myself. I always kind of cringe or recoil whenever it's like first Black person to do this first, you know what I'm saying? First type, because all it does is kind of remind me that of all the places that we haven't been and the things we haven't been able to do. So I cringe personally when I hear things like that throughout different industries and throughout different things throughout, the world, I guess I could say. But if we have to just speak about the thing, well, come on, like the Clipse at the Vatican, if this was anybody like more of a more mainstream presence of an artist, you know what I'm saying? We've seen artists, touch all type of places, right? The Super Bowl stage. We've seen Jay-Z perform in some incredible venues. You know what I'm saying? 50 Cent, Eminem. There's a lot of artists who have performed in really big stages, really impactful thing. But this kind of stands alone, right? Like the Vatican, like how does that even work? You know what I'm saying? And I don't know if you.
And who do they know to get in there?
Right,
you know
like it will work, right? Like, so I don't know if the fellas mentioned it, but I certainly see the chat mentioning, this is insane, right? This is something that an artist of with this content, an artist that has been around this long, like they're not some new hot act. It's not like Ariana Grande. Even she's old, right? I'm showing my age. It's not like Sabrina Carpenter or something, and they just trying to get some out.
Tate McRae.
You know what I mean? Like they're not.
Don't get me started on Tate McRae. I don't know what they see. But anyway,
feel me? It's not Morgan Wallen or some shit, So I just on some tip your hat, like salute, like y'all did something. Y'all opened doors that will open doors for the whole game. You have to salute. You have to.
Yeah, man.
Nah, this is really a big deal, a real big deal, man. But because as I think these are the moments that I'll take a different approach from Macito. I see P in the chat says Pharrell co-produced the show well. Shout out to having friends in high places. Yeah. But I'll go in a different perspective than Macito, and I'll say these kind of moments show you how young hip hop is as a culture. Rap is as a musical genre in comparison to others, because this happening right now is just like, wow, there's still things that rap has yet to be a part of, like to even if John Legend is on the stage, John Legend is one of the most sanctioned Black artists amongst white people. We get that. We know the John Legend element helps matters here. You know what I'm saying? But to have those two guys, when we in the lead up to this project, joking about Coke rap and what they represent and what Pusha T has represented, the Lord of the Snort or whatever the line is that he says about himself. So it's like to be that guy in that situation, now with your brother out of retirement, who went from no malice back to being malice again. Let's not lose that here while performing at the Vatican, dropping this album, talking about loss and losing both of your parents in a song that's very powerful, and that's how it opened one of the strongest rap albums in years. I'll take it a step further, not just this year, in years.
Yeah.
It's one of the strongest rap albums in years, and that's how they opened it up. And now you're at the Vatican, suited and booted, beautiful lighting, and just representing and not and just and now I'm gonna get my grandpa on. I'm gonna get my grandpa on for a second. This is why sometimes when we get on our shit about certain regions making real low hanging music, low vibrational music, just full on bullshit, and we say there's other ways. As much as the bullshit needs to exist, there's also other ways for the culture to flourish at a high level. The bullshit should not be the only thing pushed to the front. We need the Clipses of the world pushed to the front, because when you get in front of the company, you want to have your best behaved people, if you will. You know what I mean? Like when you have people at the crib, you don't want your crash out cousin wilding when you got company at the crib. You want them to be at their best behavior. You can't be at the Vatican fucking making jingles and throwing ass. Sometimes you need to have a different angle at the front of the line. We have so much bullshit, empty calorie, microwavable music that those guys would never get that look. You know what I'm saying? So you need a Clipse. You need adult contemporary rap having a seat at the table at the front of the line, not somewhere at the back of the line, for these type of things to take place. And if you offend about what I'm saying, that's fine. But the reality is, what you like cannot be represented in certain rooms because it's low vibrational, empty calorie, microwavable music that don't last beyond your headphones, your car, or your sound system in your crib. Thank you, Clipse. Thank you, hip hop. Yeah. And I'm gonna take this in another direction, and then I'm gonna pass it back just to say the rap snob. Thank you, Drake, because all of this talk about the lawsuit ruining hip hop and he's ruined hip hop. Could you imagine if these guys were still on Def Jam? The album wouldn't have got this promo. The budgets wouldn't have been budgeted. None of these. In a happy accident, this so-called lawsuit that he won't win created a Magoo situation where Rock Nation Magooed their way into the Clipse. Because without Def Jam being complete morons, we don't get Rock Nation / whatever Clipse situation that we got. So I want to thank Drake for being emotional. I want to thank Def Jam for being terrible at their jobs. And I want to thank Rock Nation and Pharrell and powerful people in hip-hop for creating this moment, Sam.
Word. And while we're on the topic of Drake, this is once again, and I made this point in the past, this is once again what we mean by maturing, you know what I mean? Growing with your music, growing with your art. Clipse came back and they didn't give us another Hell Hath No Fury. They didn't give us another Lord Willing. They didn't give us, We Got It for Cheap, volume 5. They gave us, like you said, an adult contemporary album, a grown-up album. You know what I mean? But grown up in their own way. And this is what I want people to understand is that when people say, all right, a certain artist is of a certain age, his subject matter or her subject matter, their subject matter should mature along with the age range that they're in. We don't want them rapping about colonoscopies. Shout out to Andre 3000, but you know what I mean? When Andre 3000 said that, I'm like, you're being facetious because there's so many other things. There's an adult version of yourself that doesn't involve doctor visits and taking Metamucil and fucking walking with a cane. There's adult versions of Pusha T and Malice that we are currently listening to on heavy rotation. It's not fucking Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. It's not the old man down the street. It's just an older, more mature version of the artist that we already knew. We get to see the evolution of who they have become, but they are still themselves. Certain artists decide, like Andre 3000, that like, oh, I'm too old now. I couldn't even see myself rapping. What am I going to rap about? Look at the Clipse. Look at what they're rapping about. Then there's other artists, Drake, who just keep regurgitating the same music and the same low vibrational vibes and the same subject matter over and over again, like they were still 25 when they're 38. You know what I mean? And we don't want that either. The Clipse is showing us how you can grow up along with Nas, along with Hov, along with Kendrick Lamar. The Clipse are showing us how you can grow up and mature in this genre without quote unquote sounding old, without, you know what I mean, and without having to regurgitate, content of the past. You know what I mean? They're showing us the blueprint of how to do it right now for that generation of artists. We've seen it for Jay-Z, we've seen it for Nas, but that 2000s era, you know what I mean? Clipse is showing the blueprint of how to do it for that era of artists.
What are your thoughts on that perspective, Mace?
Nah, salute to Sin. Took you 15 minutes to send a Drake shot this live. You know what I mean? You getting sharpen up, man.
You know,
the first 10, bro.
You know what I mean? I'm a little rusty. You know what I mean? I missed the in studio session. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get back into the
going on, man. But while the fellas are right? While we can applaud the Clipse for maturing, for giving you, a grown-up version of themselves, I think it's even flyer that, like, while they are mature, but they still talking that shit on there. Like, they still giving you coke, they still giving you, they might do something to you. So I think that's even flyer that they didn't have to, just like you say, so they didn't have to make the old guy album, right? They didn't have to, make the Mr. Rogers album. You know what I'm saying? It's mature, but it's still Clipse. You know what I mean? It's still
exactly
still talking that shit on there. So I think it's even flyer that they're that while because people hear maturing, people hear evolving, and they think old man bars a lot of the time. You know what I mean? But that's not what the Clipse are giving you. They still, they still, can't play them in front of the kids type vibes. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's dope that they can still have that edge to them and get up on stage.
But be at the Vatican with it.
Right.
For sure. I mean, you're not gonna see hot damn at the Vatican. You're not gonna see what happened to that boy at the Vatican. You won't hear anything from the You Got It for Cheap era at the Vatican. But the fact that they have a record or even two in the clip that they can perform at a Vatican speaks to the versatility. And you know what? I'm on my grandpa vibes. You know what I mean? Facts. This just goes to show. That at the end of the day, say what you want to say, be mad if you want. It just goes to show that out of all the eras of rap, our era had the most loaded era. We are the 84 draft in the NBA. We the 03 draft, the 96 draft of the NBA. The most talented era, we were part of that. Not whatever happened in the mid 2000s or right now. Not even in the 80s or early 90s. That late 90s to around 03 window, the strongest era in rap. And you're seeing the contemporaries of that era continuing to push the envelope later in their career. Shout out Nas as well. That 6 for 6. We don't get this Clipse album without Nas going 6 for 6. We don't get these projects without some of the other vets who have recently dropped that did a lot of high level things. Even the Mass Appeal wave that we've been on this summer with Raekwon dropping some gas. We can argue about the Ghostface project, but the fact that he's capable of putting these projects together. There's been a lot of guys. LL Cool J put out some shit too. Shout out to L.
Let's talk about that Mobb Deep real quick.
Oh,
that new Mobb Deep record.
Yo, you wasn't at the studio Friday. I was telling the guys, and I was like, yo, hearing P sound like that, like I got a little emotional for a second. That's how I know I'm getting old. Because hearing P in that pocket, before he passed, he wasn't as sharp as he used to be. But I don't know what they did. But hearing him with that unorthodox flow, switching the flow mid-verse, but not sounding crazy, I'm like, this is the P that I love. If I get 6 tracks of that, I don't even need too much. Just give me 6 tracks of that. I'm really content, bro.
Honestly, the track list that was put out looks crazy. They got G-Rap on there. They got a joint with G-Rap and Nas on there together. There's 3 joints with Nas. There's a joint with Clipse. Alchemist on 4 of the joints. This should look crazy. I'm gonna say it right now. Out of this entire Mass Appeal, and we could get back to what we were talking about, but out of the entire Mass Appeal rollout, this whole run that they've been doing, this record right here, this Mobb Deep record, is the best shit out.
Yo,
all of those.
Yeah.
And they somehow found a way that Mesita, let me know if you think I'm tripping. But from what I heard, it sounded like they was able to capture that raw Queens mob aesthetic without it sounding like it's chasing the nostalgia.
Who even knew they even had that still in the bag, Job, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? And listen, we know, we just coming off of Clientele 2. And, like Ghost, P is somebody who, different recording eras might sound different. This sound like Prime Prodigy, bro. Like, I didn't even know they had this. You know what I mean? You had Prodigy verses like this in the tuck, bro. Like, y'all are dangerous with this one. Havoc sounding sharp as 95, my nigga. Like, come on, man. Like,
it's good.
It's complete facts. If I take myself to the rollout of each Mass Appeal album, the track that they all released as the teaser for the project, this far surpasses anything that they've done. And that's not a shot because we know they've put out quality albums in this run.
It's not at all.
And I like that because I think they talked about it on the Joe and Jada, but are you starting to see more and more now that people's ears or like the algorithm is kind of the overarching algorithm, the matrix of it all, is being a lot nicer to acts who have lyrics or lyric-driven acts, I should say. I like that a lot of these guys are coming outside, because you could tell that with so many artists who are now dropping with the Mass Appeal energy as well, Clipse, so on and so forth, all the rumblings of a Jay-Z project. Hey, maybe so. You can see Ransom is gearing up for a hectic fourth quarter because my timeline's been filled with nothing but new Ransom shit recently. Mm-hmm. It seems like everyone realizes the moment. And they're trying to capture that moment right now by running outside, putting these records out. Even Benny the Butcher, who I asked to leave us alone on 132, that's coming up this Wednesday. He's getting in shape. It wouldn't surprise me if 38 Special sneaking out. Conway's dropping again pretty soon. Westside just dropped. So you can see that guys understand that they have a moment right now, and they're trying to take advantage of it at the highest level, man. But I'm very, I don't know if it'll ever happen again. But I'm very pleased that the Clipse got on that stage with that song. I hope that song gets a Grammy. I want that song to get all the awards. Yeah. You know what I mean? Even if So Be It is my favorite, might be my favorite rap song of the year. I want that song to win everything.
100%. Clipse got to win something, man. And again,
it's about to be a fight. Clipse and GNX.
I'm saying, I mentioned some time ago, I think right after the Clipse album dropped, I was like, it's gonna be Clipse versus GNX this entire, award season. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. But I hope Clipse wins something. They need something out of this entire.
That's a heavyweight bout. The Clipse already lobbying for it too, right? I've seen Pusha T lobbying for the Grammy, already. So it's something that I think they want to check off on they box pause. But this is going to be, that's a heavyweight fight because I consider GNX a classic.
Well, look, and this Vatican City performance might be like, I can see the conversations happening. Like, we're not gonna do a stadium tour like motherfucking Kendrick and SZA. You know what I mean? So what can we do? How can we put ourselves in the eyes of the academies and all these people that are in charge of all these awards? Shit, somebody threw out the Vatican. It was like, yo, can we make that happen? Let's see. You know what I mean? Pharrell got on the phone with somebody who got on the phone with somebody, and next thing you know, these motherfuckers is performing at the Vatican. You know what I mean? That's a look. However many stadiums versus the Vatican, that's even to me, honestly.
Listen, it just goes to show you the position that rap is in this year. And I guess like just to be like double-edged for a second, when people recall and when a song and the summer conversations come about, they're looking at this like, why do you care about a quote song of the summer when you got these guys at the Vatican, Kendrick selling out stadiums, so on and so forth. So I see why some people recoil at the notion of that. I still understand the argument because it's not just about Drake, and it'll never just be about Drake when we talk about it. Maybe Club Paradise and them, but when we talk about it, it's something else. But these kind of moments is why people like F the song of the summer if we got this going on. Real quick, we got a smart ass in the chat who wants to be seen. So let's give him some love. EJ says, surprised y'all decided not to talk about Joey when he's selling 9K album sales. They called it a flop in Rap Roundtable. Y'all said it was good. I read the description. I know you're not talking about it. I'm just saying. So I feel like we talked about it. If you tune into episode 132 that drops Wednesday, we definitely speak on that. We're just not talking about it tonight. I don't know what about us would indicate to you that we duck anything or avoid any kind of topics. If you're willing to go against the major talking point, oh, we should boycott this guy. You think we're gonna duck smoke? Like, come on, bro. We talk about everything,
right?
Like, what do you mean by that? Come on, man.
EJ, listen, brother, you playing a dangerous game if you want to talk about sales and quality, meaning the same thing, brother. Don't pick and choose. If you saying it's whack and it's sold 9K, we could associate that to a lot of people. Okay, so let's not even go there. Think the album is whack. If you want to laugh at him about 9K, do those separately, but don't include them together because you wouldn't like that if people just started saying, "Hey, this guy sold this, it's trash."
And you know what? Go ahead, sir.
Nah, just fair warning, because since we putting up super chats already, just fair warning. Look out for the Aerial Smoke super chat at 8:30 p.m.
No attention to that. Please, don't even.
I already read it.
Don't even.
He's wild. Ariel, I don't know why you keep trying to get us canceled, man. Shout out Drea Reedus in the chat. He's been doing a lot of work on the promotional side for both Kendrick and the Clipse. So I see you in the chat, bro. Much love to you. But yo, real quick on the Joey thing. If memory serves me right, the album dropped so poorly. It went from it not dropping and he's having label issues to just randomly dropping on a Friday. So much so that when we were talking about it, some of us, I think Sin and Deanie, I'm not remembering 100%, was not sure if this was the actual album because it just showed up with no promo, no actual rollout. It went from it's not coming out to it's out. So if it sells 9,000, are we surprised that it flopped? It didn't get promoted. We didn't even know it was coming out. He got sabotaged by his label in a lot of ways. And the album is not an album that's chasing streams. It was a mute album for his fans, it felt like to me personally. And I didn't even love the album how they loved the album. Let's be clear.
I already knew going into it that it wasn't going to do numbers. Like, one, because nobody knew it was coming. And again, I think he tweeted like the day before saying this album that I'm dropping tomorrow is an album for the fans and songs that I liked and yada, yada, yada. So there was literally no promo, no word ahead of time. And then the album itself, you listen through it. As much as I liked it, there's not going to be a song on there that's like going to blow up on TikTok or, going to catch the ear of Funkmaster Flex or, whoever's DJing on radio. So, it is what it is. It was like a surprise, not even a surprise drop. It was like I don't like the way it happened. I don't even think Joey Badass himself expected to drop the project until like the day before and was like, I think I'm gonna just put this out tomorrow. Fuck it. You know what I mean? That's how it dropped.
It felt like a label said, "Here, nigga." You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? And so, whenever something drops like that, nobody's gonna know about it. It's not gonna do numbers. Water is wet.
And if we want to get to the place where numbers don't matter, then we got to act like they don't matter. Like the battle between him and the West Coast was like the hugest shit ever within the culture. But if you go and look at the YouTube videos, Joey was hitting like 1 million barely on the videos. Ray Vaughn wasn't even hitting 1 million views. Like it wasn't some super popular numbers wise thing. It was something that moved the culture. You know what I'm saying? So if we talk about the shift, right? We're trying to get to a place where we don't even think about that shit. If he sells great, then salute. We love it. But we're trying to get to a point where that's not even the first, second, third, or fourth thing that we bring up.
Right. Exactly.
For the record, it's like, EJ, you being a dick rider now. I hate that for you. I hate when niggas, become dick riders in the middle of the stream, man. Like you gotta refrain from the dick ridery, kid. You know, if I'm telling you that the album wasn't promoted right, when
not true. We need that on a t-shirt, man. Refrain from the dick ridery.
Yeah, I mean, please, because
that's wild.
Because in real time, when they dropped that second quote single with Ab Soul and Rhapsody, we said it in real time. It was like, this is not a good single at all. We were like, this is not what you need right now. This is not the energy you need. And then when the album dropped and we reacted to it, maybe EJ didn't watch it. I said that this album was too safe. Sonically, he didn't go in the right direction, and it's not what he needed coming off the battle. So if the album does 9,000 streams, I said I didn't like the singles. I said I didn't like the motherfucking Sonics with the album. What more do you want, EJ? At this point, you'd be dick rider. So refrain from the dick ridery, kid. Watch all the streams. Tap in how you're supposed to tap in, and you'll realize that I said all of these things already. And my guys have said something similar. The end. And even if they like the album, what the fuck liking the album got to do with the album moving 9,000 streams? Sincere Spin is worth 1 million streams. Mason Stream is worth 1 million. Come on, gang. Like, y'all be one of niggas like, yo, when it's to say, fuck Joey Badass, his album flopped. You know, of course it flopped. Look how it came out. We didn't even know it was the album. I don't understand. Anyway, Drake, Yeet, Doghouse. Apparently, Yeet is out here lobbing shots at Kenny as well. Drake is still beefing with basketball players who can't rap. Sincere the rap snob. Macito. What's going on? I'm going to go to Macito first. We always got to go to the embassy when these topics come about because I'm kind of confused as to what exactly Iceman is going to be at this point.
Joe, that is an excellent question, bro. I feel like I associate with Drake's music in two different ways in the past year or so, right? As a fan and as a member of the embassy, right? So often I don't even... Actually, let's get to the point. Pyramid style. You heard? The song is okay. The song is okay. All right. It's not trash. It's not, it's not even B level. It's mid, bro. And for me, I think about it like this, right? I can't listen to Drake's music while seeing the online chatter about it. And trust me, there's online chatter everywhere about it every time he drops. But I have to listen to it to myself, right? Because you get caught up in such of the stand situation, right? And you see, Drake fans, I'm talking to you with this one. You see people automatically calling it trash, garbage. I don't want to hear this. He's washed up, he's done. You see all of that immediately. And a lot of times, yes, it's in bad faith. A lot of times, they just waiting for Drake to drop some shit to call it whack. So you as a Drake fan, you decide, well, I'm getting in defense mode. I'm getting in, you know what I mean? Fuck the other side. So for me, I'm going to disassociate from the Stan Wars. Something I think people on both sides should do. Just listen to the music and decide if you like it. So when I listen to the music, I say, it's cool. It's cool. You know what I mean? Drake could do this in his sleep. You know what I'm saying? This is the production, the cadence, the flow, the bars. I've heard it a million times before, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if we're gonna be honest here, right? We gotta be honest, guys. Drake, he can't do the For All the Dogs thing right now. He can't do the More Life thing right now. He can't do the thing where he drops what you've liked before and it's close enough to the classic version that it's passable, right? This is not, I don't care about the streaming numbers, guys. I don't care that he's doubling up everybody on streams. Niggas losing billions of streams. Yes, I don't care, though. I don't care. Like Jaw says, I'm not the billion streams. I'm one guy. So when I hear it, I'm just like, I want my guy to be motivated. I want my guy to, have some, some, if not some anger, then some flair. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like I can it's in the rotation, it's in the shuffle rotation, it's an easy background listen, but it's not inspiring me, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I'm ready to hear some Drake music that inspires me as a fan. Yes, I understand. It's clear what he's doing here, right? So it's clear that he's decided, okay, I need to find a new set of collaborators. it's clear that he's saying, well, I'm going to skew to the young demographic. We have Central C features. We have, Cash Cobain features. And now we have Yeet features. 3 incredibly popular people for young people. But so what, bro? Like, so what, bro? Like, it's not hot. You know what I'm saying? I don't even, if he go back to Future, 21, Ross, and Wayne, I wouldn't care. I want the shit to be hot, bro. So it's like, I'm not gonna get into my stand shit and twist myself up acting like this shit is gonna be like, oh, Iceman on the way. I couldn't wait to hear Yeet. Like, no, bro. Like, there's been hot songs. The song where he was dissing DeMar DeRozan, I like. The shit where he was dissing LeBron over the conductor beat, I like that. But these joints have been uninspired, my nigga. Like, come on, let's stop. Let's stop being the friend who tells you that, your 6-ring Jordans is hot when you go into the club, bro. Like, I'm not, like, let's be honest here. Drake cannot get better if we don't challenge him to get better. Yes, he's not listening to, no offense, Sin, he's not listening to the Sinceres. He already knows they hate him. But us as the niggas who have supported him and the niggas who like his music, we got to be the ones to challenge him to be better, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So yes, it's it'll probably make my top 50 played of the year. You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean anything, my nigga. I don't feel I'm not. The question that you asked, Job, is what is Iceman supposed to sound like right now? With the songs that have dropped, it sounds mid.
And I hate that for you, Macito. I really do.
I had a few weeks for this one. You know what I'm saying? Usually I'm still in defense mode when we review the tracks. You know what I mean? Y'all gave me some time to,
For sure.
We need to clip when he says, "Who cares, man? Who cares?"
Yes.
We need that clip, bro.
That's a drop.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Sincere the rap snob. Your thoughts on this, man?
Look, man. Well, if May says is mid, what you think I'm gonna say? Is fire?
You might say it's gas. I don't know.
I don't know, man. Just to be the contrarian. You know what I mean?
Swerve.
Nah, man. I'm not the contrarian here. I'm gonna tell you how it is, man. That shit, all that shit is trash, man. It's all whack. I mean, look, it's to the point where Drake has dipped in the same well or wells, plural, just once too many times. Like he's done it. He's done it all. Like, to his credit, and here's the part where I'm going to give him credit. To his credit, he has had a lot of success dipping in a lot of wells and doing it well, doing it in a way that
you're making me uncomfortable, bro.
What you mean?
I don't like the dipping in wells. You know what I mean?
It's a well. It's a collection of water. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Jeannie, where you at, man?
Anyway, so he's I don't know. He's gone into the same bag. Is that better? He's reached the same bag. Fine. There we go. Right. So he's reached to the same bags over and over and over again, to the point where he's exhausted all of them. And there's nothing new that he can do with those bags. You know what I mean? And we're seeing it in real time. The joint with Yeet, we've heard it 1,000 times before, and it's been better before. The joint with Central C, we've heard that 1,000 times before, and it's been better before. So by the time like we hear it now, it's like, oh man, like I guess it kind of sounds like that song I liked in 2018, but like, is it that? Does it hit the same? I don't think so, right? Now that's the on the micro. On the macro level, I think there's something going on where I'm not going to say that this is like, I'm not going to say this is a widespread thing. Sorry, pause. But I feel like there's a certain segment of the younger demographic that's kind of getting tired of streaming. And I'm seeing trends of people going back to physical media. I've seen it. I've seen it on TikTok. You know what I mean? And we all know what happens on TikTok. That's the cutting edge shit, supposedly. You know what I mean? But I've seen it on TikTok where people are like, yo, like, you know, I want to go back, buy CDs, buy cassette tapes, buy vinyls. You know what I mean? And if that's what the younger demographic is looking for, they're looking for something that they can truly connect with, not something, you know, like what May said, not something that you can just press play and have in the background, you know, while other things are going on. This is something that you want to invest money into, you want to invest your time into, you want to invest your space into. You can't have physical media without having something to play it on. You know what I mean? And you're going to invest your time in listening to it and putting your, like, all of your attention to it. You know what I mean? And to that end, people want something that's going to be new and fresh and inspired, not just something that's going to play in the background while you're, you know, you're mingling with the things. You know what I mean? So that's where. So on the micro level, we all know, you know, the newer Drake stuff, it's just rehashed versions of the older stuff that he has been putting out. But on the macro level, I also think that the younger generation is really looking for something to, like, really sink their teeth into. And this is just, you know, these microwavable meals are just not it for them.
You know, that's a hell of a point there, Boston. Something that I haven't even considered. In the times that we've talked about this guy and this long-winded rollout for Iceman, I never once considered that he's kind of aging out of the program. You know, I've said it in passing now, like he has his fans and the kids listen to this, and the kids listen to that. But at the same time, I never thought of it as a situation where, like, the kids are not interested at all, or like the sensibilities have changed. Because I would say, like, a large demographic of 20-somethings, let's say 21 to 30, they kind of got raised by Drake. Because when he first took off 15 years ago, you do the math on that, right? That era was peak background music era. Like, I hate to break it to you, 90% of the 21 through 30-year-old kids, you don't want to ask them their opinions on rap. They have really shitty opinions. If they wasn't raised right, the people they think are the best and the takes they have, pretty horrible. I mean, quite frankly, I don't trust nobody who can't write in cursive with their rap opinions. You ever seen a 30-year-old try to sign their name? They don't even write in cursive. They just print. Everything is print. They've been part of the systemic dumbing down. That's the topic for another podcast entirely. Okay, so it's like background music became a thing where it's like you don't know how to talk to the ladies. You don't know how to talk to the opposite sex. They even made it weird to where back in our day, if you was outside and you saw a girl and you thought she was fly and you wanted to holler at her, you'd have been corny if you let her walk by you and then you tried to find her on social media or whatever it was.
Yo, burns me every time.
Or send your man to go talk to her when she walked right by you, got around the corner, and you sent your man around the corner to go holler. You were supposed to. You were supposed to get up, have some cojones about you, go use your verbiage to make that girl who might think you fly interested, because she'll think you're attractive, but your words is gonna get you in the game or not in the game, right? When Shorty came to the crib, you didn't need to put on R. Kelly. I know he's redacted, but you didn't need to put on R. Kelly or Usher or anybody to get the mood, whatever the hell, because you already did the work. You didn't need to set the mood. If the music was on, the music was on. Music was optional because you already did the work to get there. You didn't need the background music for the things and the aesthetics. Everything, actual charisma and verbiage got replaced by aesthetics. And goddamn it, Drake was the aesthetics king. And as Sincere was just talking, it was hitting me like an anvil. Like, shit, this nigga, yeah, he represented. I'm sorry, I think we might have talked about this before, but like the whole live ball era for baseball, and like he was the star of a down era. And if you're not programmed to listen to lyrics, we grew up as kids being programmed to listen to lyrics, listen for the person to actually be good at rapping. And then we'll get into all the other things. But the wordplay had to be there before we got into the other shit. We didn't fall in love with RZA before we fell in love with the Wu-Tang members. Let's be clear about that. We was listening to the bars, okay? Yeah. So, but if you come into an era where remember that era? Like 08, 09, it was about the beats. It was about the sing-songy hooks, or if you was a singer on the hooks, you had the dudes who was doing the chop like the chopped and screwed hooks, like clap and revolve them or rap in time and shit like that. It was all about built-in aesthetics, and then you would just fill in the gaps. Okay,
Right.
so if he comes in that era, yeah, and as these kids are coming in, and again, the pandemic is a real thing. The pandemic messed a lot of people up in ways that don't even get discussed. All these kids was indoors for so long. What was they doing? Finding ways to entertain themselves, going down YouTube rabbit holes, going down Spotify rabbit holes, starting to listen to words again. Because the background music don't mean shit if there's no background or kickbacks to go to. So all you have to do is lock in with the lyrics. You're right. These little kids now, even the drill kids, they're more likely to listen to an angry drill rapper or an angry trap dude before they listen to a Croon and Drake mad that he got punched on. Because that's really what it is. And kids will call you pussy before an adult will call you pussy. I tell you that right now. I worked with kids for years. Kids are very disrespectful. So a lot of teenagers right now might look at Drake like, you just got embarrassed for the world to see and you crying. Why you not throwing a Frank? Why you not getting active? Why whatever. So I didn't even, wow, so you really got me looking at this guy in the argument, his target demo. Who is it? What he's trying to accomplish? Boy, I don't know. Mace, help me out here. What
Gracie
is
Mangum, you proving my point exactly, right?
That's what that's what you talked about.
Right. Take Care is a classic. Nothing Was the Same was a classic. Yes, they all classics. But you don't have what's that mean about this shit he's dropping right now? What does that mean? Sin with the excellent point about the aging out thing. Also, something that I'm observing with the younger demographic is that Jaws, you mentioned that 21 through 30 demo. You know, for a long time, it seemed like the younger than us type of folks were, and no offense to y'all, were attracted to clout. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, oh, he's popular. I like him because he's the most popular.
When we started the podcast, it was peak clout era at that time.
Yeah.
You are spitting right now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it seems like we've reset ourselves to the point where the listener takes pride in finding something somebody doesn't like, or something nobody's heard, or something that's almost undiscovered. So it's like the young listener has almost reset themselves back to what the early hip-hop listener was. You know what I mean? Let me find the new hot shit. You know what I'm saying? Let me find the new flows, the new beats, the new raps. It seemed like the real, I'm talking about like teenage to young 20s. It seemed like that's the vibe they on. I see people on the timeline just discovering Rock Marciano, just listening to It Was Written, like youngins on that type of time. So they've
rediscovering MF Doom, like that. That's heavy right now.
Yes, we brought Adria up here. She's in the younger demo. Like, her favorite rappers is Freddie Gibbs and shit. You know what I mean? Like, it seemed like that's what people are on these days. The young hip hop listener. You know, after years and years of just, you know, oh, he's selling the most. He got the most hits. He got the most features. I like him the most.
Let's recklessly speculate then, since Macito. If this is what's going on, shit, so you can get in on this too. If this is what's going on, and this whole time we talking about resets and fighting for hip hop, are these acts now, the adult contemporaries, getting more light because the labels have noticed that the younger people who spend their money are starting to gravitate towards the lyricism, and we just didn't notice it until we're talking through it right now?
I gotta say, yeah, because you know the label, unfortunately,
they only put money in things they can make money back from.
Right. But they often find out like way after the actual culture and the actually cool people know what's going on. They find out last. They realize it and then scramble to try to make some money off it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I salute y'all. Absolutely.
That's a fact.
What do you think, son? I'm speculating here. We know label execs, but that would make a lot of sense if they peep it. So if they like that, let's start giving them a little bit more than that. A little more.
I would almost say yes, but like that's almost giving the labels too much
credit. Okay.
You know what I mean? So I don't know about that. As far as you know, going back to the Drake thing, I also want to throw into the mix all these leaks that have been that apparently have been put out. I haven't heard them, but I keep hearing about like, you know, these streamers are leaking all these records. So one, I don't know who Drake is going to go to now, if like he's going to be mad at the streamers too. I mean, for leaking all these records. And second, where the fuck they getting all these records from? Who's leaking them? Unless this is all you know, this is all a play, some type of play. I don't know.
I
don't know because this whole rollout has probably gone 180 degrees the opposite of what Drake thought it was going to go like.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's a possibility that Drake is leaking the records himself to once again see what sticks. You know what I mean? Like he did with the 100 gigs last summer. I don't know. It might be the second summer in a row where he's just like, take these records. Let me know what you like, because I have no idea now.
It's going to be up to the Drake fans to save him, because I just don't think the casuals are going to rush it. The Drake fans, and there's a lot of them, will guarantee he will go platinum or close to platinum. I can call that right now, because there's a lot of them. I keep repeating this. There are too many Drake fans for Drake to ever, quote, fail. He will go platinum. He will move units because he has at least 1 million. He has enough people who can generate or the equivalent of 1 million sales with the streams. Lock that in. It's about the actual impact. And right now, a song that stays, a song with staying power, a conversation starter, or even the rap song that creates the think pieces. We're not even getting that from this nigga. We're not getting nothing from this guy that's creating or spawning bigger energy. It's just the $7 biggie bag. And the fries are a little cold now. The fries not crispy. The under burger on the burger, but the under bun of the burger is a little soggy. It's been sitting under the light too long. Like, you gotta get in your bag or get rid of the niggas around you, B. I feel like Drake need to put on his rookie year album. Put on that mixtape. And what was the name of that mixtape? What was the class? So Far Gone. Put on Thank Me Later. And not necessarily get back to that music, but find that guy. Where's he at?
Find that guy. Yeah.
Where's he at? Where's the stage? Where's the stage scheming guy at? Does he even exist anymore?
He's so far gone.
Where's the 0 to 100 guy at? Does he exist anymore?
Back to back guy. Like,
where's the back to back guy at? Does he exist anymore? Like, again, I'm not a Drake fan, but I always can identify when guys are hooping at a high level. And God damn it, the guy who's with the braids and the various accents and the songs that just seem like he just keep playing the same song over and over again, he's lost. He needs to go to therapy. Maybe he needs to talk to somebody about his real issues. Maybe he needs to talk to somebody about his fact that he struggles with acceptance and he lashes out when he's not accepted. Because God damn it, the music ain't doing it. I feel like he's starting to hate the music he's putting out. Like, he just hate rap. But he got to do the shit. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at with it. K. Nicole, just for the sake of clarity.
Nothing is the same.
Nothing is the same. K. Nicole says, y'all know who's responsible for the reset. Yeah, it's Griselda. It's Nas. And then it's Kendrick. We're not gonna let y'all do that. Griselda got shit cracking.
Right.
Nas got shit popping afterwards, 6 for 6. Then Kendrick came through with the slam dunk heard around the world. But the reset don't happen without these guys laying the foundation and giving a lot of us a voice and an avenue to talk about the things we like. The hard beats and the hard raps. Son.
What's gonna make the poster is the dunk at the end.
Yes.
You're not gonna see the steal. You're not gonna see the pass. You know what I mean? In transition.
Take that guy said it like,
you know what I mean? You're just gonna see the dunk at the end. That's gonna be on the poster. I get it. You know what I mean? But there were things that happened that led to that poster that we love.
Yo, so you know what it is? And Mesito, you get this one too. It's like that 2000 dunk contest where we all remember V Carter, but then when you watch it, oh shit, Tracy was wilding. Oh, Steve Francis was wilding. But we only remember the 360. We only remember that, but them other two niggas was wilding too. Yeah. And that's kind of where we at with this. It's a good problem to have. Speaking of problems, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, subscribe, road to 30K. We need that help. Hit the subscribe box, hit the notification bell. 500 likes on each and every video. Episode 132 is dropping this Wednesday. And on 132, we get, a lot of your favorite podcasts, they've been getting into the whole Watch the Party Die anniversary. So we got into the party discussion ourselves here at the Rap Roundtable. So say you missed a good conversation, in fact.
I'm sorry, man. Yeah.
We got into remembering Watch the Party Die and assessing the situation, assessing the party, if you will. So make sure y'all pull up for 132 this Wednesday. heavy Kendrick talk, pull up and tap in. But speaking of problems, Young Thug, Miss My Dogs, 7-minute apology rap song. Wolf. After calling people snitches the week before, he followed it up with Miss My Dogs. Before we can even really sit down and digest the 7 minutes of Young Thug that I can't get back, Glorilla comes outside and she completely flambés Young Thug and his lady Mariah the Scientist. And one of the funniest diss records I've heard in years. I want to say all time, but I don't want to be too hyperbolic right now. But definitely one of the funniest diss songs in years. Since in the rap song, I believe you were the one who threw this in the group chat. Let's talk about Miss My Dogs, followed up with your takes on the Glorilla diss record.
So, Miss My Dogs, man. Look, if we're gonna talk about J. Cole a certain type of way for apologizing, we got to keep the same energy. I don't give a fuck. Ain't no apologizing, man. Like stand on the shit that you said. Like whatever the case is. Like if you want to apologize in an interview. Apologize man to man. Like, you know what I mean? Send a text message. Call the motherfucker. You know what I mean? Send a message through an acquaintance. But don't give me 7 minutes of apology from, you know what I mean? From Young Thug. Like, come on, man. I'm not here for that. Like, I just miss me with that entire record. Now for the Glorilla of it all, I gotta say, Glorilla, you know what I mean? It almost pains me to say it because I was so dochied out up until now. But Glorilla really showed me something and has showed me something with this record. Not because it's not scathing, it's not disrespectful. You know what I mean? That's not what I'm getting from this. I'm getting pure comedy, and I had no idea Glorilla was this fucking hilarious. You know what I mean? So for her to take this opportunity to show the level of humor that she has with her and put it on record, to create a diss record that like it makes me feel like I'm on the block. And I'm just hearing, you know what I mean, somebody snapping on somebody else. You know what I mean, playing the dozens. Like that's the shit that it made me feel. And like it didn't even feel like venomous in any way. It didn't feel like, you know, like she hates Young Thug. It didn't make me feel like, you know what I mean, it's on sight if she sees Mariah. You know what I mean? It was just on some, you know what I mean, on some playful shit, on some, all right, you know what I mean, you're gonna talk about me, I see you, and then she's just gonna like, you know, like roast you to death. You know what I mean? That's the shit that I felt out of it. And that's what I really appreciated out of it, because so many times we go into listening to diss records and it's like, all right, how venomous is it? How angry is it? How hard is the beat? You know what I mean? Like, there was none of that here. It was just pure jokes and comedy. And I can't remember the last time I heard a diss record, if ever. I'm trying to think of it now. I don't know when's the last time I heard a diss record that was this funny and this full of jokes, and you come away from it and you're like, all right, if they see each other in the street, I don't think it's gonna be smoke. You know what I mean? I just think it was a good roasting session, and that's all it needed to be. You know what I mean? Not too deep, not too personal, not too serious. Just a good old-fashioned roast. That's what we got out of it. And shouts to Glorilla for that, man, for sure.
Oh yeah, Mesito, your thoughts on everything, bro? You muted, bro. You muted.
Jaw, the Young Thug So Sorry record, bro. Like, you said it perfectly, man. That's 7 minutes. When I'm on my deathbed, I'm gonna want them 7 minutes back, dog. Like, listen, Thug. I want it back in blood, bro. Like 7 minutes. Nextly, like, honestly, I'm sorry, rap songs never hit, bro. It didn't hit when Jay-Z was apologizing to Beyonce about Becky with the good hair. It didn't hit when Eminem was apologizing for calling us niggas and porch monkeys. It never works, bro. It never works. I'm sorry, rap songs are not my thing. You know what I'm saying? And Young Thug, you don't even have the facilities of them other two rappers to pull this shit off. You know what I mean? So absolutely not. My bad, guys. Like, I'm never riding around or on a train with rap songs with that type of energy, bro. Nah. Like, and in general, a 7-minute rap song in 2025, like, I'm gonna need Biggie and Pac to come back, or the Euphoria, the rest of the Euphoria verses. Give me those. But 7 minutes, I'm not trying to listen to that in 2025, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. Insult me if you want to. You know what I mean? I've lost, you know, the capability of listening to a song that long in 2025. So, like, no, Young Thug, like, you know, nothing makes a gang member or a gangster apologize more than valid snitch allegations, okay? So it's hilarious to see Thug pull a complete 180 from them phone calls to these bars. You know what I'm saying? Absolute garbage. The Glorilla song, listen, I wanted to be the super serious rap guy, you know what I mean? Like, you know, I need some bars, son. Like, how many times she switch up her flow, dog? Like, I wanted to be that guy, but let's be serious here. This works because Young Thug isn't worthy of a complex rap song. You know what I mean? This perfectly encapsulates the type of artist that Young Thug is, that this isn't a song that can dismantle him, right? Like, Glorilla absolutely, like, it's almost perfect. Glorilla, she wasn't serious with it. It was just some funny ass shit. It just, like Sin said, real big lunch table, barbershop, cutting on you energy. And that's what Young Thug, the joke that Young Thug is in 2025 right now, this is exactly the type of shit that works. I'm in back-to-back years, I've suffered from Meg Thee Stallion cooking Drake, and now Glorilla cooking Young Thug. I feel like I picked the wrong team, guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna need y'all to tighten up, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, me, like, at this point, Young Thug should just kind of just shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, please don't reply, because you make yourself look like even more of a bozo.
That would be crazy.
That would be crazy. The tweet you sent in talking about I'm sorry was you know, clownish enough. But Young Thug, your best bet here is to just ignore this, to be honest with you.
You know, speaking of 180, Sin mentioned about Drake's rollout being a 180, right? A part of me, the more things that took place up until I Miss My Dogs, really had me thinking that the audio leaks, everything was part of a Young Thug rollout, and it was supposed to lead to this Snitch record going crazy, followed by the I Miss My Dog records going crazy. I got no evidence to support any of these claims. I want to make that 100% clear. But the fact, just how quiet Gunna's been about it, and the only person who did an interview and dropped new music was Thug, has me believing that Thug dropped all of this shit himself to create conversation, and then it would lead to big time podcasts, viral clips, and music going crazy. I'm gonna diss YSL, call everybody a snitch, be emotional on the pod to say I miss my dogs, and create energy surrounding him. I really believe that. I could be tripping. Chat, y'all can tell me I'm wilding too. But I feel like this was one rollout that has not done him any favors. Reckless speculation. I believe this was a rollout, and it has been a complete failure across the board for Young Thug and his team. He even tried to apologize. You said the apology tweet. He was even under a Glorilla Instagram post throwing some hearts under it as well. Like, he was really trying to make amends. And shout out Glorilla. You know, we talk about it a lot. No, I do. Like, I give Memphis a lot of love when it comes to the Southern hip hop scene. I feel like with each day that passes, the king city of the South in hip hop is more Memphis than Atlanta right now. I could be wrong. Maybe the total streams will say Atlanta still runs it. But I feel like as far as impactful music, people we want to hear from, people we anticipate hearing from, even the real street shit going down in Memphis, we don't promote it, but I'm just talking about everything that's going on. There's a certain ruggedness, there's a certain realness, and there's a certain quality that's coming out of Memphis right now that lets me believe that the South is controlled by Memphis. And if it ain't them, Texas is right around the corner. Big X a plug carrying. at a high clip, and there's a few other acts in Texas that are rapping at a high. Atlanta's in a decline, and I feel like Young Thug set them back about another year or two with this performance. And then for Glorilla to come out, and she could have, and this is the difference right here between Meg and Glorilla, the person. I know Meg allegedly, because I wasn't there, but what happened was she got shot by Tory Lanez, whatever the case may be. She has a right to be emotional. But even with the Drake disses, where Glow cut ass and just said fuck out of here in a very jovial way, that makes her more personable than Meg. Meg, how she handled Drake, if Meg would have handled Drake the way Glow handled Thug, that song would have been received a little bit different. You know what I mean? Because you could say all the crazy, you could call him ugly and do whatever, but to fry him up, no hooks, bar after, and it was a joke. Every bar was a joke. So this lady looked like a news anchor, like, and that, you know how black that is, because that's a high quality job, and only us can make you having a high ranking job be something to crack on you about. She snapped on this man from head to toe, and I just looked at them like, yes, you know, at first we might have fronted on Glorilla, but Glorilla hip hop, yo, she gets it. She might get it her own way. She might be super country, but she hip hop. All of her records, when you listen to her songs, the subject matter, people see this, y'all be jumping. That's why I said the Drake diss. I ain't say the Tory diss. I said the Drake diss. But
right, he's tying it into when I mentioned Drake and Meg earlier. Nothing to do with Tory Lanez.
Relax, guys. Y'all ready to turn up? That's why I keep warning y'all. Do not type before you listen. And if you're a bad listener, don't type at all. God bless. Anyway, she got a lot of personality that lends itself to be. All right, Mary, you getting banned, my nigga, because you typing and you're not listening. God, have a good night. Have a good night. Get up out of here. You know what I mean? As you were. I see that Tory and Meg topic is a hot button issue because just merely mentioning it and then transitioning and talking about her dissing Drake. Oh, she got shot. How could you? But anyway, Glow get it. Glow hip hop to me. Meg, I don't know. She can rap, but I don't think she gets certain things on how to show her personality, or maybe she don't got that type of personality. So, matter of fact, I'm not gonna get into my Dini bag because I was gonna say something that would definitely get us. So, you know what I mean?
But to your point though, I'll speak carefully. I think when it comes to diss records, I didn't realize how effective a funny diss record could be,
right?
Until I just heard Glow pull this record off and just like cut for the entire duration of the song, and it was all hilarious. You know what I mean? Maybe not all the jokes weren't like equally hilarious, but it's just like the way that she delivered it. You know what I mean? The accent absolutely helped. You know what I mean? All of it, just the entire package of it. I was like, yo, like I didn't know I needed a funny ass diss record until I just heard Glow.
And that's my point. Like they saying, oh, Drake said free Tory. Drake is a clown for involving himself in Tory Lanez's business. He don't require no serious Meg. Meg should have fried him up in the same way. Because why are you getting involved in business that don't involve you? That's the point here. You don't even got to get emotional with Drake. Just the same way Thug could get on his jail call and call Glow ugly. Glow could have cried behind that. Glow said, get the fuck out of here, ugly ass nigga. Same way.
Right.
When I was a kid and you said something to a girl and your shit wasn't put together, she wasn't gonna hit you. She was gonna flame you up in front of her girls in the whole cafeteria, the hallway, the block, wherever. They flamed you.
And that's the thing too. It's like, look, I'm not saying us. I'm just saying like, listeners, society in general, the audience in general. Like, if they look at a female rapper and she come out with a diss record, that there's already going to be like, some stacked against them, because it's like you trying to deliver hard bars, but you're a woman. A lot of people are going to look at it a certain way. I'm not saying us. I'm just saying in general, society's going to look at it a certain way. Right. So it's almost like she went into it like, all right, you know what I mean? Let me not try to go too hard. Let me not go like the Remy route. You know what I mean? What do I have going? What do I have going for me? I'm funny. You know what I mean? So let me go that route. Let me play to my strengths. And that's all we want from an artist is play to your strengths and do what you do best.
And you know what, bro? Glow has definitely glowed up since she got in the league. She's probably one of those people who keeps her feet on the ground. Not to say that she was hit before she got to the rap money, but she definitely has gotten some enhancements. We've seen it. She's talked about it. She's talked about it. You know what I mean? She's got in the gym. She's filled out. She's eating well because she was hungry when she got in the league. You know what I'm saying? She's eating well. She got some new enhancements. The makeup be hitting. She's attractive. But at the same time, you don't forget where you come from. And Glow handled this the same way she would have handled it back in her neighborhood. You trying to tell me I'm whack? You a buster. And she flamed him. And I appreciate that because now she can get back to getting to her bag. Don't let no nigga that right now is kind of sinking get in the way of your bag. And EJ, we have another dick rider alert. EJ's back dick rider. So say the raps now. When we did the whole thing and we talked about women's in rap, who was the person waving the Glorilla flag?
That would be you and Mace.
Okay.
And then Deanie and me were on the Doechii bag.
No, Doechii side.
So what is this guy talking about? EJ, you got one more time to dick ride before you get banned too, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Imagine me, like, yo, I was waving the Glorilla flag. Me and Sinone was arguing on there behind Glorilla. Like, come on.
Right. And I literally just said, I was so Doechii'd out, but Glow is really showing me something now. You know what I mean?
Y'all gotta understand, to understand Rap Roundtable lore, Jaw picked Glorilla early in the game, just like Sin picked Doechii early in the game.
I was very early on Glow. You're right.
That's they 2 draft picks right there.
You know why?
And that one.
And let's be clear. Let's go even further back into the lore. You know how I was really in on Glow? I never hit her with the 3-word phrase for people who kind of just okay at rapping. Oh. I never once said she can rap. I've never said it. I didn't do that to her. I said Meg can rap. When I tell you he can rap or she can rap, I think that they're mid. Their ability to rap is mediocre at best. Never once said she can rap about Glorilla. I bought the stock. You know what I mean? And you got to watch every episode to get it. Like, this is not an episode. This is a serial, okay? Been telling y'all that from time to time. This podcast is a serial. You have to watch every single episode. You can't play gotcha if you ain't watch all the pods. If you ain't watch all the pods and you try to say, didn't you say? I'm going to call you a dick rider, EJ. All right?
It's not an anthology. You know what I mean? This is like fucking... shit, what's the anime? Now I forgot the name. Fuck it. Go ahead.
It's like One Piece of one of them.
One Piece. There we go. Yeah, One Piece.
Long as hell. You gotta watch it all.
1,000 episodes.
You gotta run this back to learn how long ago Sin copped that stem player, dog.
Facts.
Shit, I'm never beating the stem player allegations, man. God damn.
You know what I mean? But this has been a clean pot. I don't got no more to add. You know what I'm saying? But for the record, I'm Team Glow. Sin is Team Doechii. That will not change. You'll probably be arguing at the end of this year about their positioning in the space once again. So lock into that. We got a couple of super chats to get to, fellas. I will ask that you read these off for me. Starting with Jermaine L. Johnson.
Let's get it. You got that one, Sin?
Nah, go ahead.
All right, JLJ, salute to you. Long time listener. You know we fuck with you. Clipse is putting on a masterclass in how to let your album live. Don't allow us just to sit with it for 2 weeks and move on. Keep working on your album. Absolutely, JLJ. Leading the game right now with that.
That's a fact. That's a fact. We're gonna skip over Ariel Smoke. Much love. $5 holla.
Appreciate you,
Wallet.
We can't read that on air, bro.
K Nicole with a $20 holla says, "Been gone for a minute. Peace and blessings, fellas." K Nicole, much love to you and your donation. We appreciate everything that you bring to the table week in and week out. Whenever you can tune in. T Mac with the customary $10 holla. You know what it is.
Bang like T Mac.
TM Smith 30, another 20p says, "Job, you are spot on with the cursive writing. Yeah, I ain't sure my 19-year-old nephew knew how to write in cursive. The dumbing down of the U.S. educational system is a microcosm of what's going on today. Critical thinking. Shit. Listen, we could talk hours about that.
Job really know, though.
Yes, I've seen it firsthand. Social Work Chosen, he says, Aubrey's classics have asterisks. Aubrey has no classics. Well, maybe one, but I digress. Sorry, Mason.
Amen.
DJ Jammin' Jimmy, that's a crazy name, says Kendrick Lamar, Ja Rule, Drake. It's looking more. We fought against it for a while, but it's look week by week. It's a Ja Rule at Jace. It's not a full on Ja because Ja couldn't come outside rap wise. Niggas was really clowning him bad. I think Drake can still come outside. That's the difference. Last but not least, Social Work Chosen says Glow raps that she's the only girl with 5 bros. Thank you. That's what it is.
Uh-huh.
She got tomboy energy in a lot of ways, and tomboys be the worst ones to try to flame because they flame aggressively like boys.
Yeah.
Like to say he looked like Super Vegeta or some shit like that. Like where you gonna pull that from?
So she said he looked like a mosquito, bro.
That's,
you look at a mosquito face, and then you look at young.
She said Pepsi looking ass nigga. That's some black ass shit, bro. Like Pepsi looking motherfucker. Like, come on. My fault for the cussing, man.
Real talk. Shout out Young Jock, because she definitely pulled this the looking boy record, looking ass nigga, whatever it was from Young Jock and some guys like maybe
yeah.
Looking boy or something like that. But
True.
it's the same. She basically did that over again, and we appreciate it. Shout out Glorilla, Young Thug, call Gunna. He said just say that, and I think you should just say that. You know what I mean? Y'all only y'all need Gunna. Go get your L7, go fight. Go in the backyard. Y'all all rich. Y'all all got mansions. Y'all probably got boxing rings. Go have a fight. Scrap it out and get back to making the records. Without Gunna, you guys are nothing. Only person who can survive not having Gunna is 21. Okay? The rest of you need 21 Savage.
Gunna out here selling Under Armour, man. Like that's a big look.
Brand deals.
Steph Curry vibes.
You got the ladies with the slaps anthem right now. You know what I mean? Who gonna F tonight? You know what I mean? Like we gonna, you know what I mean? Like once you get the ladies, the bros follow. That's always how it goes. Future don't need Gunna. Hate to break it to you. Future safe. Future can do what he want to do. He does not need Gunna. In fact, Drake needs to call Future and hug it out. That's another. Call Metro. Call Future. Apologize profusely for being a dickhead. But I digress. Consider the rap snob. Take us home, man.
Yo, for Job the point guard, Mesito the voice of the people. Dini, happy born day. It's Sincere the Rap Snob. Collectively, we are the Rap Roundtable. Shouts to the chat. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, hit the notification, comment, tell a friend, and tell a friend, and tell a mama. We are the Rap Roundtable. We are the out of here.
Yes, sir.